Hey guys, it's Kristen Dillingham here, and I, along with Megan, Joanna, and Nikki, am going to talk to you a little bit today about the social psychology of eating. To start off, social psychology is the discipline that uses scientific methods to understand and explain how the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of individuals are influenced by actual, imagined, or implied presence of others. So, what exactly does this have to do with how individuals eat? Well, let me ask you. Have you ever sat down at a restaurant with someone, or even a group of, say, 3 or 4 people, and didn't order the meal that you necessarily wanted, left half the food on your plate, or neglected to order that piece of chocolate cake that you were dying to eat? Well, that's because the mere presence of others have some type of effect on you. Factors such as people or the environment, familiar or not, play a role in determining the what, how, and when of what we eat. Let's take a look at the how. More specifically, how much. Take my friend Buddy the Elf, for example, and how he eats in the presence of a familiar person, himself, and in a relaxed, enjoyable environment. Now, say you're dining with an old friend of yours, one who typically likes to clear his plate and order dessert. You then do the same. But say you're dining with a new coworker or a new boss. The chances of you clearing your plate are a lot less likely while dining with them. But why? Oftentimes, we tend to look to others for social cues or answers out of avoidance of disapproval or fear of being incorrect. Therefore, we look to the people who we are dining with, such as our close friend or our boss, for information of how much to eat. They set a kind of consumption norm that we tend to follow that determines an acceptable amount of food we would eat. So to look at this as a whole, increased amount of food is eaten at meals with familiar and friendly people due to a more relaxed, prolonged, and enjoyable meal setting, reducing the individual's motivation and ability to monitor meal consumption, for example, with your old friend. In contrast, dining with unfamiliar people can suppress food intake in situations where self-monitoring and self-awareness is high, for example, with your boss. Next, I'm going to lead you over to Megan, who will talk a little bit more about the social desirability and attractiveness that has an effect on the social psychology of eating.
As humans, we have the need to be socially desirable to others, meaning we need to feel accepted in social or interpersonal relations. We also feel the need to appear attractive, meaning our physical traits are considered aesthetically pleasing or beautiful. Although this can appear in individuals of both genders, it is most common in women. Let's take a look at a few different scenarios in which the gender of the individual you are eating with can affect what you eat.
Scenario 1.
Order raisin bread.
Why did you order tea?
Because you ordered raisin bread.
I ordered raisin bran because I didn't want there to be any mistaking it for a date.
It can still be a date if you order raisin bread.
It's not a date.
Scenario 2.
Special omelet. That is brand new. A new special? His 4-slice French toast has been up there since I was born. You just gotta let that go, baby.
What can I get you?
You have a new special.
I sure do.
Nice. What is the special omelet?
You won't like it.
How do you know?
Because you've been eating here for years and I know what you like. You won't like it.
Can I at least hear what it is?
Fine. It's 3 eggs with bits of bacon.
I like bacon.
Cubed tomatoes.
Sounds good.
Swiss cheese and a dash of oregano.
A dash, he says.
I've got other customers here.
I'm gonna go with the special omelet.
Okay.
With a side of bacon.
There's bacon in the omelet.
Oh, then skip the bacon.
The side of bacon?
The bacon in the omelet.
All the bacon.
Can I get jack cheese?
That on the side?
Instead of Swiss. Swiss is so stringy.
Fine jack cheese.
Also, I think I'm allergic to oregano, so hold that too. And some coffee.
So just the eggs, tomatoes, and jack cheese.
Not too many tomatoes.
Light on the tomatoes.
Very light. Just teeny tiny amount, practically none.
I'm skipping the tomatoes. It's an omelet with jack cheese.
Perfect.
You did this on purpose.
Did what? French toast for me. That was cruel. I know.
Scenario 3.
So glad we could bring this project to this neighborhood.
Oh, it's so rich in history.
I grew up in a neighborhood like this.
Oh, yeah, I grew up in a neighborhood exactly like this.
right, welcome to Mama Sugarbacks. Y'all ready to order?
Yeah. Can I have a chicken fried steak with gravy and a cola?
I will have the baked beef short ribs with collard greens and throw down some of that cornbread.
All right, babe.
You know what? Hold up a second. I'm also going to have some of them collard greens and cornbread as well, but hook a brother up with some of them hot links.
All right.
All right.
You know what? Why am I trying to front? Scratch all that. Give me some okra and some fried red snapper. And girl, you know I want some chitlins.
All right.
Y'all got ham hocks?
Of course.
Well, that's what I want. I want a plate of ham hocks, deep fried, blackened, and served on a bed of mustard greens.
Pig feet. I want some pig feet and 4 pounds of grits. And and you know what else? Give me a little Dixie cup full of lard. All right.
I just remember what I want. A bowl of mosquitoes. None of them tiny ones either. Give me them big motherfuckers you find down at the swamp.
Sister, could you please hook a brother up with a rusty bucket full of fish heads wrapped in razor wire?
Donkey teeth.
Donkey teeth.
Straight out a donkey's mouth. You know what? F it. Any animal tooth will do. I want you to stick it in some honey glaze, fry it with fat back, and serve it in an old tin coffee can.
Forget everything I said up to this point right now. Bring me some dandelion greens, a cow hip, and a dog face. Wrap that whole mess in an old ebony magazine and serve it to me in a shoebox.
Okay, I want a platter of stork ankles, an old cellar door, a possum spine, and a human foot.
You want a human foot?
Mm-hmm.
I got just one question for y'all. You want gravy on that sourdough?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, you got it for gravy on there.
What's a cellar door without gravy?
It's not food.
When in the presence of a member of the opposite sex, both males and female will eat less. Scenario 1 shows this when the female in the scene has ordered tea and the male has ordered only cereal. Scenario 3 shows that males are more likely to order more food when in the presence of another male. Although the main point of these men were to outorder one another, they were more likely to have not felt comfortable ordering that much food if they had been in the presence of a female companion rather than a male. In Scenario 2, we see that although the two women together did not order as much food as the two men who were together, they ordered more food than the female who was in the presence of a male companion. These scenarios show that who you are eating with has an effect on how much you eat. Back to you, Megan.
As you can see by these three scenarios, it is not only the group size that affects how much we eat, but also who is in that group. A study done in 1990 by Patricia Piner and Shelley Chaikin was when they wanted to see how males and females acted while eating in the presence of an attractive confederate. They used a sample of 49 male and 47 female college students. They had each participant eat in the presence of an attractive confederate who was of the opposite sex. They found that both males and females were likely to eat less when in the presence of the attractive confederate. They then did another experiment where they had 56 college males and 83 college females complete a questionnaire on social motives and eating behavior in an interpersonal situation. They found that while eating, men behaved in a manner to appear socially desirable. Women ate in a manner to appear socially desirable as well, and also as appearing feminine. The impression management theory can be used to interpret these results. The impression management is a goal-directed, conscious or unconscious process in which people attempt to influence the perceptions of other people about a person, object, or event. They do so by regulating and controlling information in social interaction. This theory can also be useful in understanding the drive for thinness that appears in our modern culture. Another study was done in 2004 by Yolan Martins, Patricia Piner, and Corey Lee. They wanted to see how body and meal sizes interact to affect impressions of others. They had male and female participants provide impression ratings for either a normal weight or an overweight male or female target. The male and female targets were portrayed as eating either small or large meals. They found that males rated the normal weight targets as more physically attractive than the overweight targets. The ratings of physical attractiveness were unaffected by the body size manipulation among female participants. Among the male targets, the overweight, larger eater was rated the least socially attractive. The females rated the small eaters as the most socially attractive, and the males rated the normal weight large eater female targets as the most socially attractive. Results show that females place more emphasis on a male's meal size, while males place more emphasis on a female's body size. A third study done in 2003 by Dixon, Gill, and Adair, where they wanted to see the paternal influence on dieting behaviors of adolescent girls. They gathered 50 father-daughter pairs with girls ranging from the ages of 14 to 16 years old. The girls completed a questionnaire concerning their beliefs and behaviors with respect to dieting, their body satisfaction, and their perception of the advantages of being thinner. Fathers were surveyed in order to ascertain their perceptions and beliefs about the importance of physical appearance and weight control in females of all ages. Associations were found between fathers' attitudes to physical attractiveness in females, their perception of the impact of being slimmer for adolescent girls, and their daughters' dieting behavior. Fathers who believed strongly in the importance of attractiveness and careful control of food intake by females were significantly more likely to have daughters who induced vomiting to lose weight. Researchers were able to conclude that fathers play an influential role in determining the dieting behavior of their adolescent daughters. I will now turn it over to Joanna, who will go into a little more detail on the societal cues and the way social media influences eating